So we are getting ready to start on our birthday cake. It's 9:30. I'm gonna start it early just because I want to have it cool before we go ahead and frost it, right? So 350. We're gonna preheat the oven, and we got all of our stuff together. So it is gonna take a couple ingredients. We got 3 tablespoons of Carrie's butter, which I'm gonna melt. We have 2 eggs that have been out at room temperature, apple cider vinegar, vanilla, baking powder, baking soda. We got some salt. We got some unsweetened almond milk. This is just the vanilla, confectioner's sweetener, brown, like the Swerve brown sugar. We got some coconut or almond flour. We're gonna get our coconut flour. I forgot to grab that. All of our measuring spoons. So I am gonna make this a 2-tiered cake. I really wanted them to be the same size, and I thought these were, but it's okay. One is gonna be a little bit smaller than the other. And then we will make a like a cream cheese frosting to go on top of this cake. And we are going to be using these sprinkles. I got these sprinkles. I will link them on Amazon. Guys, these weren't cheap. I'm not gonna lie to you. I think these are like $8. So, but they are, if you can see, tells you on here somewhere, low carb, low glycemic index. They are made with erythritol. They do have that soluble corn fiber. I know people don't like that, but you know, they're kind of hard to come by. So yeah, definitely your sweeteners though are going to come from the Swerve confectioner and the Swerve brown sugar. And we got almond flour. Let's go grab our coconut flour and we'll set up shop and we'll start making our cake. Okay, so right here I have my 2 cookie dishes. This is just the one I had, and then I got this one. I did spray them down with a little bit of avocado oil, like the one in the can. So yeah, so those will be nice and greased up for our cake. So first things first is we're gonna take our almond milk. This is just the Aldi unsweetened. This is vanilla, but you know, that's what I have, so that's what we're gonna use. We're gonna take 1/2 of a cup, and we're going to mix that with 1 teaspoon of apple cider vinegar, which I find weird, but that's what they said, so that's what we're gonna do. So this is just the organic apple cider vinegar. And then I'm just gonna use it, and I'm just gonna mix it all together, and we're gonna set this off to the side. Ew, it's like hurting it. That's really gross. But anyways, yeah. We're going to take all of our dry ingredients. As you can see, there is a ton, and we're gonna start mixing them up in this bowl right here. We're gonna take our confectioners. This is the powdered sugar from Swerve. We're gonna take 1/4 of a cup of that and throw that in here. We're gonna take our almond flour. This is the Kirkland one, and we're gonna take 1/2 cup. I will leave this recipe linked down below. We're gonna take coconut flour. This is the organic coconut flour from Walmart. We're gonna take 1/2 cup of that. So these are all the dry ingredients. Remember, with any baking, you take the dry together, and then you make the wet separately. We're gonna take the baking powder, and we're gonna take 1/2 teaspoon of that. We're gonna take the baking soda, and we're gonna do 1/2 teaspoon of that. We're gonna take 1/4 teaspoon of salt, 1/4 teaspoon, and then we're gonna use the brown sugar, and we're gonna take 1/4 of that. This is the Swerve brown sugar. We're now gonna mix all of our dry ingredients together. It's a little difficult with the brown sugar just because it is like, I don't know, it's like sticky, I guess. I don't know. But we're just gonna mix them all together, make sure everything's well incorporated. So this birthday cake is gonna be for my father-in-law. His birthday is Monday and mine is Wednesday. So I'm making him a birthday cake. We're gonna have a little dinner for him tonight. So this is, you would have seen probably the dinner yesterday, which would have been the Italian dinner. We're doing a big Italian night. And then this is the birthday cake. So I'll probably make the same birthday cake for myself as well, if it turns out okay. This is low carb, Becky. You gotta watch the carbs. So my father-in-law does not practice keto, but my father-in-law is a diabetic. So that's why I wanted to make him a cake that was keto friendly, because you don't necessarily have to be keto to, you know, eat good recipes, right? All right, so we're gonna make a little well on the inside to dump in our ingredients. Right here I have my butter that I've melted a little bit. This is 3 tablespoons of Kerry butter. We're gonna take 2 eggs. And we're gonna take a half a teaspoon of vanilla extract. This is just the imitation one. That's all I had. I thought I had the pure one, but I don't. All right, so we're whisking all this together. We're gonna make sure this is pretty much mixed up first, making sure everything, because you can see it's starting to make a dough. And then we're gonna start adding in our milk vinegar mixture. Guys, this is what it's looking like. It looks pretty gross, I'm not gonna lie to you. But we're just gonna mix it up a little bit. Okay. They do say in the recipe that if you notice that it's too thick, like not cake batter consistency, which I think it needs to be a little bit thinner, to go ahead and add a little bit more almond milk. All right, these are the ones, like I said, I got from Amazon. I'm gonna reserve a little bit for the top. Just want to reserve a little bit for the top. So that's about 1/4 of a cup. We're just gonna add a little by little, and you're going to fold them in, okay? Because this is gonna be like a funfetti cake. As far as the decorating on the top goes, I'm not gonna lie to you, I'm a little nervous. I'm a little nervous about this whole cake, because what if the whole thing sucks? And I just made it for my father-in-law for his birthday. But, you know, gotta try it. Okay. After we thoroughly made a mess of the kitchen, let's add the cake mixture to the dishes. And then we're gonna make sure we pound them out. Oh, you know what? It might only be enough for 1 cake on this one. This one's kind of big. I'm just kind of rubbing it through. Because we want it all to be, I don't want it to be higher in one area and shorter in the next. I'm just gonna actually put everything into one. This one we're not gonna use because this one's was too big. So, oh well, it is what it is. It'll still be a decent cake. So, what do you think? So if we only could do 1 layer cake, the pan was too big. It wouldn't have been enough. It would look weird. I didn't have enough. I had to make enough dough. I don't think she's even listening to me. Okay, so here is our cake, our funfetti cake. We're gonna put this in the oven that's already been preheated at 350 for about 20-25 minutes until you can go ahead and stick a toothpick and it comes out clean and it's golden brown, okay? So into the oven this will go. So I took the cake out of the oven. This bakes, it is a little bit thicker, so I feel like I needed to bake a little bit longer. And you guys know my oven runs a little bit behind everybody else's. So I actually had this bake for about 30 minutes and then I just stuck it in to make sure that there was nothing on there. It's all good. I did notice though that this isn't like, you know how like when you bake a cake, like a box cake, it's kind of stiff already. This doesn't get that stiff feeling. So I don't know, we're gonna flip it and I'm gonna put it on a plate to cool. I'm gonna take it out of this tin and then we'll see. Guys, this is making me real nervous. Leo's like, you should have maybe did a test run. And I think he was right, but we're real friends and we're really gonna show each other how it really goes down. So let's go ahead and try to get this out. Also guys, I should probably let you know something because we're real friends. I didn't grow up in a house full of bakers. My mom doesn't actually even like to bake. My one aunt was more of the baker, but I kind of learned along the way. So here's to nothing, I guess. Sorry. With it too much, but all right, so here is, I feel like this was a bad idea to put it on here. Let me try to put it on something else. I just rather have it on this cutting board, and then once it cools I'll transfer it probably to a plate. But there it is. I wonder if there's, I just want to like try like a little bit. Just give me a way to get like a little bit. Give me like a little knife. I just want to try a little bit of it. Just so if it tastes like shit, I'm not gonna feed it to my family. All right. So we were real sneaky and we went on the bottom of it. So here's like, it is actually, it's fluffy. So here, I just took a little piece off. Let's try. Oh man, that's good as hell. Yes. Okay. We're good. Birthday cake is golden. There is the birthday cake. I think I might have a cake stand in the basement. Maybe I'll go get one of those. But it's little, but that's okay. So hell yeah, let's let it cool and then we'll be back. All right, so our cake is almost done cooling and I want to start making our cream cheese frosting. So right here I have 8 tablespoons of a little bit, it was supposed to be softened, but I melted it a little bit, of butter. And then I'm going to take an entire stick of cream cheese. This is the Philadelphia cream cheese, and I've had this sitting out at room temperature, so it's soft. So first thing is we're gonna do, we're just gonna add everything all at once. I'm gonna take some powdered Swerve. This is the confectioner's sugar from Swerve. We're gonna take 2/3 cup of that. And we're gonna take a half a teaspoon of vanilla extract. All right, I'm gonna use my hand mixer and I'm going to just whip it all together. Oh man, that's good. That is good. The cake is nice and cool. Okay, make sure you have it cool, guys. I did put it on this fancy cake stand. So I'm just going to, I'm also, P.S., not a cake decorator, but I was watching a couple episodes of Nailed It. I'm pretty sure there's probably a way better way to do this, but I'm still learning, and I never really did this stuff, so. But can we just get a round of applause for actually using a cake stand for what it's for? This is the one from the Target Dollar Spot, and you know, no one ever uses it for an actual cake stand, so. So, and I'm just going through with this thing around the edges. This is just a spatula. Making sure it's nice and clean. What do you think? Does it look nice, Soph? Mm-hmm. Does it look like professional, like we bought it from a store?
If you like smoothed it out more, then like, yeah.
Isn't it smooth, or is it not smooth enough right here? Or is it right here that's not smooth enough? I'm gonna put decoration on it though.
Oh yeah, then you like more. That's good.
Right there?
Yeah.
Wanna try that? All right, so we're dipping, and then okay, that's definitely not coming out. Oh well. So here's our cake. Is there anything like on the side? I'm trying to like clean it up so it looks nice. All right, so let's, here is our keto, Becky, watch it, babes. Here is our keto birthday cake. So it's a funfetti cake batter with a cream cheese keto frosting and sugar-free sprinkles that Rebecca's eating off the counter. So there you go. That is our, so it says if you were to have like a big slice of this, it would be, I think, like 4 net carbs or something like that. But it all depends on your ingredients, but I don't know, I think it's super, super nice. But yeah, so we'll cut into it later. I'm gonna leave this in the fridge so the cream cheese sets. But yeah, here we go. Blow them out.
So far.
Yeah.